Hello and welcome back to your Healthy Success podcast. We are looking at part 2 of sex hormones and how you can avoid burnout. In today's episode, we're going to cover signs and symptoms of burnout, or early warning signs actually, and 3 things that you can be doing to stay healthier. So let's get into it. The other day, I read a social media post from a friend of mine who's also an online entrepreneur, and she was basically saying that she had been out of the scene for a while because essentially she was burnt out. She had been pushing and pushing, so the money was good. You know, she was enrolling a ton of clients, working with amazing people, but she was physically draining herself. And I read that and my heart just went out to her, because I don't want that for her. I don't want that for you. I don't want that for anybody. And in the entrepreneurial journey, it can be really common, because there are parts of being an entrepreneur that are really exciting, super rewarding, oftentimes challenging as well, and you feel like you've got to keep pushing and driving and like go and go and go and go and go at the expense of our well-being. And that makes no sense to me. It makes no sense to me. And I've learned this firsthand myself. So there was a short chapter of my life where I really was the one who had to take care of everything in my life, my business, my household, my family, and it was exhausting. So even though I was super successful with it from the outside, so my daughter was good, we were living in a beautiful place, my business was growing and thriving, and I was able to do all kinds of incredible things and provide opportunities for us. So all these things that should have felt like, okay, this is feeling good, I feel happy about this, I felt exhausted. I was exhausted. It's like, what is going on? I've worked hard to get to where I am, and shouldn't I feel happier or something other than exhausted? And I did not know about the sex hormones. I did not know about the divine feminine and masculine, which were totally out of balance within me. So, did you know that when women feel overwhelmed, stressed, because they're handling everything, they're taking care of it all, they tend to feel overwhelmed, stressed, and maybe not sleep very well at night? And that's because their female hormones have become depleted, and relative to that, their male hormones are either higher or they're at the level that they were at, but because it's a relative thing, right? So if the positive female hormones, which are stress reducing in women, are lower, the more masculine side will be expressed through the sex hormones, but also the divine masculine. But it's not actually so divine. It's sort of like when we're able to be in our healthy balance of the divine feminine and the divine masculine, it's so incredibly powerful. So men and women, we have both, and in different ratios, proportions. Everyone is unique, right? So I acknowledge that. But when you're called to just do the hard thing and be the one that everyone else counts on, instead of carving out that time for the self-care, the nourishment, which is why you hear that a lot, but let's go a little bit deeper. It's because it replenishes the female hormones, right? So it starts to restore that balance. So when we feel, as a woman, when you feel nurtured and cared for, and that someone else is providing something that you would enjoy or need, it actually is a boost to the female hormones, so that they lower stress within women, which is fascinating. I did not know this. So being super competent and accomplished, that's amazing. And as long as we take that time and do those activities or be in that relaxed state where we can restore the balance, it's good. That means that the divine masculine has been expressed and also the divine feminine has been nourished and is expressed. So the other fascinating thing, there's so many examples of, when things are out of balance, but I picked one for women's hormones and then one for the masculine hormones. So did you know that if a man is angry and expresses it, that's the key. If he expresses the anger, that his male sex hormone, the testosterone, is relatively lower than where it ideally is. Isn't that fascinating? I did not know this a bunch of years ago. I find it so fascinating. And that's because the emotional expression part of us, men and women, is connected with estrogen. And so yes, men have estrogen as well, and they all obviously have emotions too, but it's navigating them kind of differently. And so when the testosterone is low and when a man gets kind of over emotional, the irritability leading to the anger, it can lead to, some really not so great things. So the way a man handles that, if he's really quick to jump right to the expression and the anger, we know that the testosterone reserves are low. Maybe they've been depleted by poor nutrition, environmental toxicity, stressors, just not taking care of himself, right? And so when that happens, it's good to be aware of it, because it's not that we're not going to feel the emotions. They will be there, but are you able to navigate that in a safe way that's productive? So acknowledging it and then realizing, okay, let's boost up the testosterone. Maybe a workout is going to be really helpful. Maybe connecting with other men is going to be really helpful. Maybe doing something that's goal-oriented and requires the focus is going to be helpful. Or doing things that are challenging or solving a problem with some success and a reward of that feeling of success starts to build that testosterone up and up and up, right? So then that man can restore balance. And then if there are things that happen, he's not going to be triggered into that emotional reactive state. He'll be able to respond much more calmly. So I just found that really fascinating. So some signs of feeling like maybe you're on the trajectory toward burnout would be feeling flat, right? Just not having that spark or that thing that lights you up. You're doing things and you're just feeling flat through the day. You used to feel good. You used to feel kind of alive and vibrant, but it's just dull and flat. And it's almost like an apathy, right? And you've got to discern if there's some mental health things. Definitely seek care for that right away. But if it's like just you've been grinding or it's been the same old thing where you haven't been taking care of yourself, then that's one of the things to show up. Feeling irritable, complaining overly, and just feeling like the simple things are hard. You're just not getting to even basic self-care and hygiene, maybe, right? Not feeling like you're loving what you're doing anymore. And that might be a result of a change of heart, right? The past few years have brought a lot of change and upheaval and sometimes in very good ways for a lot of people, right? People really questioning and looking at their lives. And those people who have been brave enough to face that and really look at that deeply have probably made really positive changes and new choices. But if that maybe overwhelmed you, or if it was too much, instead of diving in to explore that, if you decide to kind of tune out and just like check out, and you're just going through almost blank, lifeless, flat motion just for the sake of it, hopefully we can wake you up to that being a sign that, you know, you can do something about it. You can turn things around. So 3 things that you can do. Pay attention to some of these signals. Pay attention to these messages, because if you don't, what happens is the symptoms or signals of the messages get louder and stronger and more until you can't deny it anymore, until something like is obviously not working in your life or maybe your body. And I don't want that for you. I don't want that for anybody. And so you notice it. Awareness is key. That's step number 1. Number 2, you've got to commit to restoring a new balance for your life. And what worked for you in the past might not be the thing that's going to work for you now, especially if you're looking to make a quantum leap and improve things in a big way with your life and your relationships and your business. The things that you were doing, those habits or those patterns that led you to this point, are not going to be the things that get you to that next level. So it's going to be a new type of balance. And it's not like, you know, oh my gosh, I have to be perfectly balanced and my hormones all have to be amazing and perfect in every moment. But it's the overall trend. It's the overall way that you're living. Like, are you incorporating into your week some self-care, whatever that looks like for you, the thing that nourishes you, not to someone else's standard. Like if you don't like the spa or massages, that's not going to be nourishing for you. I happen to enjoy them. I definitely find that nourishing. But for someone else, it might be a nature walk, a hike, or, you know, getting together with friends or buddies and working out together. It's all different. Okay. All right. Number 3, get the support you need. And I know how much courage it can sometimes take to finally reach out, book that appointment, or just say, okay, I could use some help here because the way I've been doing it is not serving me. And you might be in a spot where you don't know what you don't know. So reaching out and getting support, getting some help is so key. I have a team of people who support me in different areas of my life. So health and well-being, relationships, my puppy, like different areas of my life. And so I have this incredible network and team that I can count on and go to for support when I need it. Of course, friends and people, my loved ones. So build that support and lean on it. We're not meant to do this all by ourselves, really. Even if you are a man, right? Because there could be things, insights that could really, really help you. There's someone who had a lot of respect for the work that they were doing, but they found themselves in the hospital because of a health issue that was directly a result of major stressors. He just wasn't handling things well. So I don't want you or anyone to get to that point where it's like an emergency, right? Where you're in the emergency room. It's not good. And I've learned this lesson in such a big way. My mom passed away at 54 years old, right? There were major stressors in her life, and she did the best she could with what she had. But so because of that experience, I've dedicated my life to really helping people, helping you to live in a much healthier, much prosperous way, so that when you're pursuing your dreams, it's not at the cost of your health and well-being. You're manifesting your dreams because you're investing in your health and well-being. So if that resonates with you, I'm going to encourage you to go to serenityiris.com right now and check out some of the free resources I have for you, and go explore and see what resonates, see what resonates. I have a lot of different trainings available, so check it out. And if you resonate with this, I would love to hear from you. I would love to hear what specifically you most resonated with, and like it, share that comment, and share it with anyone you care about. Pass this on. Do a good service today, and I want people to be able to live their version of healthy success. So for you, whatever that looks like for you. So go ahead and, share, like, comment, leave a rating if you're catching the podcast, audio podcast version. And if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, go ahead and subscribe, because I share a lot of different things. This one in particular is for the Divine Feminine, Divine Masculine series. I also explore a lot of other things on how you can stay in charge of your mind no matter what the circumstances. Also, if you like relaxing, helping you to get into that much more relaxed state, which then, so much good flows out from there. So thank you for tuning in, and I'm Serenity Iris, and I'll talk to you soon.